A former senior Homeland Security official who worked during President Trump's first term is speaking out after Trump signed an executive order launching an investigation into his government service. Miles Taylor served as chief of staff at Homeland Security Department in 2018. He wrote an anonymous op-ed in the New York Times about the so-called quiet resistance in the first Trump administration that he said was attempting to block Trump's, quote, worst inclinations. But Taylor now finds himself under investigation. President Trump signed an executive order targeting Taylor in April, accusing him of manufacturing stories in an effort to sell a book. Taylor, of course, denies those allegations. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now. Scott, good to be back with you. You just spoke with Miles Taylor about him now being under investigation. What did he have to say?
Miles Taylor describes a tidal wave of menacing because he's been singularly targeted by President Trump. Unsolicited messages on his phone, many of them threats, suspicious packages at his door, hearing from high school acquaintances or former colleagues that somebody's been talking to us as they investigate you. So Taylor is confident some investigation of him has been launched. Take a listen to more of what Miles Taylor had to say to us.
Look, people don't have to agree with me about Donald Trump. I'm fine with that. But I would hope all Americans, regardless of political party, would say, that's a really scary thing if we reverse the justice system to start with the conclusion, to start with the crime, and then work backwards and see if we can go find the evidence to support it. But that happened, and it wasn't some two-bit investigator who did that. The President of the United States signed a piece of paper and said this in front of the nation, and that's why we decided to fight back.
Now trying to navigate his way through this very toxic stew of doxing and death threats, Tom.
Yeah, that's so disturbing, the doxing, really. But what do we know about the nature of the investigation into Taylor?
Even he's not sure who's behind it or where it's headed. The president has said there should be an investigation. But in the meantime, Miles Taylor says this makes him wildly unemployable. Do you feel unemployable?
Completely radioactive. This turns you into a pariah almost overnight, which means not just financially, what do we go do next? It means just day-to-day interpersonally, who's our support network? Who's not scared to be there with you in the trenches? Now, I will say, by the same token, when these things happen, you're also floored to find out that you have support in places you least expected it. We've got people in California and Texas and Illinois who we've never met who are effectively crowdfunding our legal defense.
Benefiting right now, Tom, from some support from attorneys who are pro bono, helping him out, helping him defend himself against all of this.
Yeah, Scott MacFarlane, we know you will stay on top of it. Thank you.